Good afternoon. I'm forecaster Andrew Fleck for GeoEnvironmental Atmosphere, and we turn our eyes to the Central Plains as the first major snowstorm for the country this year is aimed in this location. Currently, as we speak, a lot of moisture is edging its way into the surrounding states of New Mexico, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Much of it's still rain, but transitioning slowly to freezing rain and snow, and as we head and progress throughout the day, all of that is going to change to snow, and of course it's just going to intensify more after that. So here's what we're kind of looking at with the initial setup. We have a high pressure up here across the northern plains, and that's going to push colder air into the storm. And of course we have our initial low pressure that's actually causing the snow being over New Mexico, and throughout the day that's going to move into Texas and then Oklahoma. But being where it is right now, that's the reason why there's some of that warmer air advection being built into some of these locations, hence the rain and freezing rain. But as this starts to move toward the northeast, the colder air behind it is going to catch up and, again, like I said, change all of that to initial snow. We do also expect that the high pressure is going to suppress the area of where it's going to snow, and that's going to not only slow down this system, but it's also going to compress the moisture together. It's going to create a very deep convergence, and that's going to intensify the snow as it gets going. And we do think that that's going to firstly occur here over eastern Arizona into central and northern New Mexico, and throughout the afternoon and nighttime, then into Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, and the western parts of Texas. So that's what we're thinking for right now. The forecast that we have put out looks very good. We definitely like what we went with. We have a general 1 to 3 across the area, and that being some of those snow showers overlapping the initial colder air, and that could just spring out a dusting 1 to 3 inches. As we move deeper into the storm, that's where 3 to 6 becomes possible. And then as you see in the blue and the purple, 6, 12, 12 plus. We definitely like where we have the 12 plus area. It almost seems like this area into southeastern Colorado, northeast Mexico, western Texas, Oklahoma, and then of course even into central Kansas there is where the heaviest snows are going to be. Just seems like the best convergence is going to line up right there, and that's going to just, continue for the next 12 hours. We've seen our light snow start. It hasn't really turned into anything heavy yet, but I'm telling you folks, living in these locations, things are going to get rather active as we continue throughout the day. The way we timeline this to be is the most accumulating snow that we've had so far out of this event has been distinctly over eastern Arizona and New Mexico, and it's going to continue through early afternoon into then New Mexico, where they've had some accumulations. Late afternoon now, the heaviest now gets into western Texas, Oklahoma, and Colorado. And then just into the nighttime hours, it starts entering into Kansas. And that's what we're thinking here. It's all transitioning in. Once the low pressure moves by these locations, the colder air filters in. Everything aligns up the way it's supposed to. You're going to be talking about one heck of a storm. One for probably the history books, because you don't normally get a perfect setup like this where you're looking at 12 plus inches across the western plains. So just, brace what you can, folks. I know you guys aren't used to these types of storms out there, so I'm sure power will go out. If that does indeed happen, get the blankets ready, maybe have a generator, maybe some flashlights, because the storm has not really initially begun as the predominant snow, but again, that's going to change all as we move throughout the day today. We'll have more updates for you, so continue to check in, and we'll talk to you later on. I'm forecaster Andrew Fleck for GeoEnvironmental Atmosphere.